Do y'all remember IMAN Cosmetics? Y'all, they still out here making makeup. Like, they got a whole line. They got blush. They got everything, girl. And I picked up the foundation so we can talk about it today in Fabulous February. Stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be specifically talking about the Luxury Concealing Foundation from IMAN Cosmetics. But before we jump into it, I do want to say just a little bit of information about IMAN Cosmetics, because if you're like me, you forgot about this brand, and I just want to bring it back to our awareness. So stick with me. Do not click off. Just give me just a couple minutes. Now, I always knew her as a model, but girlfriend got a whole lot more going on than that. Like, she's an author. She got 2 or 3 books out, I believe. She's got this whole conglomerate brand with not only makeup, but purses and bags and shoes and clothing, like so many other things I did not give her credit for. She also is a diplomat. She goes around the world talking about equality and things like that, and women power and all that kind of good stuff. So I unfortunately did not give girlfriend the credit that she deserves. So that's why I want to read really quickly this information off the website. So it does say, IMAN Cosmetics is a beauty company that created the first cosmetics and skincare collection designed for all women with skin of color. Did not know that. Thank you, girl. Appreciate that. Launched in 1994, the IMAN brand philosophy holds that women with skin of color represent many races, cultures, and ethnicities. IMAN Cosmetics are designed for African American, Asian, Latina, and multicultural women with skin tones in a myriad of shades. The brand offers skincare and cosmetics, including 16 foundation shades. So just a little bit of information for you, just a little blurb. I'll definitely leave a link to the website down below if you want to read some more and look at all the different makeup products that they actually offer. So let's talk about this luxury concealing foundation right here. Now, I do have the foundation on right now. If I'm looking a little bit shiny, please excuse me. We're a little bit further along in the day than I had hoped to start recording this intro, but y'all seeing the real stuff right here. This is the real wear test going on right here. Now, this foundation does claim to be full coverage, long wearing, and it says it gives you a radiant complexion. It's buildable and versatile. So let's talk about the coverage first. Now, in my opinion, I do not agree with the full coverage portion of it, but I do agree with the buildable piece of it. I would say when you put this foundation on, first go around, you're getting a nice medium coverage. It covers up the spots, it covers up the discoloration, it makes the skin even, but it doesn't necessarily cancel out everything. Not like you're not about to be flawless. I do feel like you could build this up with another layer or so, maybe, and get a little bit more of a higher coverage and still get a beautiful finish, but I wouldn't go past that, because I feel like past that you're going to get a little bit more cakiness and a little bit more made up than you might be looking for. Now, I also agree that this is a radiant foundation. Now, amazingly enough, y'all, your girl ain't got no type of setting powder on, and she ain't got no type of setting spray on. Like, this is just the foundation doing its thing throughout the day. So for that being said, I'm pretty impressed with the way that it's wearing. Now, I will say this is also one of those foundations that, surprisingly enough, doesn't really look that different if you apply it with a brush or a sponge. You know, lots of times you get a lot more coverage with the brush than you do with the sponge, and I can see a little bit of a difference as far as coverage with the brush, but it's not extreme like I'm used to. Now, I of course always love the application with the sponge. I just feel like with my aging skin and my lines and my wrinkles and all that kind of good stuff going on, the sponge application just always look better, and the sponge prevents me from going a little bit too heavy-handed with the foundation and looking more made up than I want to. I will also say I do feel like this is one of those foundations that wears quite beautifully throughout the day. Like I said, your girl ain't got no kind of setting powder on, and she ain't got no kind of setting spray, and FYI, I am an all day setting powder and setting spray diva, and this foundation is just, it's doing its thing. And yes, I am quite shiny here in the middle. Now, number one, these lights, they extra. Like, these lights be doing the most. So a lot of that is reflection. But even without the lights, I could say I am a little bit shiny through this area here, but I ain't mad at it. It's not an unattractive shiny. It's not a where's my blotting paper shiny. It's not a let me run to the bathroom real quick type of shiny. It's just a very everything on my skin. If I wanted a little bit more of a smoother appearance, I would definitely add some type of smoothing primer, because this foundation is not going to give it to you. But I do love the fact that it's not emphasizing anything. It's not making anything look worse. It just looks real. If that is the best way to say it for you. I also want to say, as it wears throughout the day, it gets a little transferable. So in the very beginning, I feel like it does a good job of kind of sticking, holding on. But as the day wears on, definitely it gets more transferable. Like, I'll touch my face and touch some paper, and you can definitely see where it is. So when it comes to that whole non-transferring thing, this isn't the best foundation for it. So definitely keep that in mind. But again, if I were to use a setting powder and a setting spray, that would really help this foundation out in that area as well. Overall, I really do enjoy this foundation. Like I said, I've probably had this foundation on for a good, just in this setting right now, I've probably had this foundation on for a good 6 hours. And again, that's with no setting powder and that's with no setting spray, and your girl is a real world oily skin diva, and I think it looks really good. Just imagine what this foundation could do when you added a couple of your tried and true oil at bay tips and tricks that you normally do. I could really see this lasting quite a long time with me adding those additional pieces into. So when it comes to cons about this foundation, number one, 16 shades is not enough. It's not enough. 16 shades is not enough. And again, for a brand specifically for women of color, I'm gonna need you to give me a couple more options. I feel like when we're just in the 16 range, we haven't even delved into the different undertones and just depth and all that. We're just not even touching everything that comes along with being a woman of color. So 16 shades is definitely not enough. It's specifically for a brand that's all about this. Number two, 0.5 ounces. 0.5 ounces. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and give me the other 0.5. Like, a fluid ounce is the standard. Just give me the fluid ounce. That's what I'm gonna need, you know. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, other than that, I'm actually really impressed with this foundation. And I think one of the things I have to give it credit for is the ingredients that are in it. I think that's another reason why I'm loving it, and I feel like that's another reason why this is wearing the way it does, because it does contain skin tone enhancing complex of licorice, grapeseed, and pomegranate, and it also has vitamin A, C, and E. That's exactly, you can tell. I feel like you can tell that this is a foundation that has good ingredients in it. I can tell by the way it's wearing. I can tell by the way it sits on the skin. I can tell by the way it feels. I can tell this is a product that has some of that stuff in it. And that's another plus for me, especially with my aging skin. Y'all, I'm trying to tell you, I know I'm asking a lot from a foundation, but if you can give me some nice coverage, if you can not transfer, if you can bring me some skin loving ingredients, and if you can look good on my skin without emphasizing stuff, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So I do feel like this is a good foundation. I just would say probably not something I'm going to repurchase. That 0.5 is just, it's just clawing up my bag. It's just really clawing up my bag for some reason. I'm just not liking the fact that I only have 0.5 fluid ounces of this product. So definitely comment down below, let us know if you have ever tried anything from IMAN Cosmetics, even back in the day, or if it's been more recent. Comment down below and let us know what you think about it. I hope this information helps someone else out there. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up. While you're here on my channel, take a look around, see what else your girl has to offer, and if you're liking what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.